All right. Time has come, our yearly tradition now.
Wait a minute. If we're gonna do this, if we're gonna introduce this,
The time
we gotta do it right.
is coming. We do this every year for 3 years. Thank you, Disney. It's a big.
I still
big
haven't
event.
seen the one from last year.
It's a big event. Get ready,
You know
guys.
it's gonna be loud as fuck, right?
Let's
Oh, gotta make sure there's no ads.
do this.
We're totally gonna get content flagged.
There was an ad. It's okay. This person automatically.
I can
changed-
just add
This person already changed the pitch. We're good.
That's gonna sound like shit.
ESPN. I'm talking about this.
Okay.
That didn't sound like they changed the pitch at all.
Yeah, they didn't.
Well, they lied.
Of course they lied.
Yeah,
They put it up on YouTube with ads.
I was this close to putting up the Bill Murray doing Star Wars, those crazy Star Wars, those very far wars. But then I was like, no, because Wade's gonna choke on that Twizzler if I do that. He's gonna laugh so hard.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, like, are we talking about the right Twizzler?
The right Twizzler. Was that gonna be the vampire Twizzler movie? Don't let the wrong Twizzler in or some shit.
Yeah, so we're gonna start this review. We're gonna say general thoughts, and then we'll let you know when we do spoilers.
General thoughts.
We'll get into spoilers. When we
Hello,
let you know.
Colonel Ideas.
So we're talking about
I'm a lieutenant. Fuck.
we're talking about Star Wars.
It's a strange non sequitur, but okay.
The Last Jedi, directed by Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was Rian Johnson the whole time.
He is also the director of Looper and Brick.
More like Pooper and
Yeah.
shit.
Hey, Looper was good.
Dude, I don't care. I was just being.
I've been
I'll tell you,
I've been a
Looper's
fan of
awesome.
Rian Johnson's for a while. Ed introduced me to him when he found Brick, and then I think he watched that in Brothers Bloom. And then he told me about him. We watched Brick, and then we ended up seeing Looper in the theater. So
Yeah.
been excited for a Rian Johnson project.
Yeah. And it has, the normals like Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver,
John Boyega.
Oscar Isaac, of course, Carrie Fisher. I think this is the last movie with Carrie Fisher. The last
movie with Carrie Fisher alive.
Mark Hamill, Gary the dog.
Wait, Gary was in it?
Yeah,
Where was Gary?
he was in the casino.
I knew I recognized.
Yeah, so Gary the dog's in it. Also, we have Carrie Fisher's daughter is in this. She was in this movie a lot. Billy Lord.
Which one was she?
She was the one with like the little ponytail, the pigtails.
She had the buns on her head like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the one that just kept giving looks?
She looks like
the one that
Arya
just kept
Stark.
giving looks every time something happened with Poe.
That's her daughter.
She looks like an older Arya Stark.
Yes.
I still don't understand.
And I'm sitting there the whole movie. That's another one of those people where I'm like, I know this person.
Yeah.
Well, now I kind of understand why they didn't use her for Leia at the end of Rogue One.
Because she
Because
doesn't
they had
look like
plans
her.
for. But like they could have done some shit with it. But now I understand because how are they gonna explain?
And a lot of new. I forgot Donald Gleason's in this.
Yeah.
He's Hux and
what's her name from? Wasn't that the woman from Jurassic Park?
Laura Dern.
She got introduced in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in that.
Yeah.
And I almost pissed myself.
Do you know who she is?
Like her character or who she is as a person?
Who she is as a person?
I just know she in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, her name's Laura Dern, and she's Bruce Dern's daughter.
That's cool.
And she's
You
also.
don't know who Bruce Dern is?
Nah.
You would love Bruce Dern. You've seen him in
Let's see.
hundreds of
also-
things.
Hold on, let me see. Because usually when people tell me that, they're right.
She's also Diane in the new Twin Peaks series, and she's awful,
Yeah.
awesome. And
Make up your mind.
because
Can't wait.
because her whole thing is like, fuck you, Gordon. Fuck you, Coop. Fuck you. She's always says, fuck
she's
you.
in a lot of David Lynch stuff. She's in Blue Velvet.
And you know what I was
She was in
yeah.
Inland
the
Empire.
entire time I'm like, fuck you, Poe.
Oh yeah, I've seen him and stuff.
Yeah, he's in hundreds of movies.
Yeah.
And he's great in all of them.
Well, can we just say she was pretty darn good in this movie?
Yeah.
If I may say so.
Also, other people like Benicio del Toro.
That's a bit of a spoiler.
He's in the credits.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. When he showed up in the movie, I almost thought, man, that guy looks a lot like Benicio del Toro.
Also, Andy Serkis is in this.
Well, yeah, no, I the only time, because this isn't really related to the movie, but when we saw it, like, because I saw it with Wade yesterday, really respectful crowd.
Yes.
Yeah, it was silence.
The people behind us were like dude bros, and they're talking during like the credits and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're in the trailers.
So were we.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Oh,
And it was dead silent except for like some small kids, which you gotta understand.
yeah. When me and Caitlin went, everything was fine except the woman behind us was like amazed by like everything.
Oh.
And there was
wow.
and there was a scene in the movie where a specific scene where a certain character has a certain fate that certainly happens, and they just kind of like it just happens in the wind, and they're all like, "Oh," and then they had to remember that a certain fate happened to another certain character in another certain chapter of the movie, and then they remember they're like, "Oh, okay."
Let me get back to the story.
Yeah.
So Benicio del Toro's character shows up, and I'm sitting here, and this happened a couple times in the movie. I'm sitting here, and I'm like, I know this person. I know this person. I know who you are. And I'm sitting here, and I'm trying to figure it out. He's like kind of in shadows for a while, and it does kind of look like Andy Serkis.
I'm all dying to call it Andy Serkis mixed with Brad Pitt.
I thought it was Claw, man. and
I'm like, wait, he's doing double duty in this movie?
yeah, I tap Wade. I'm like, is that Benicio del Toro? And luckily, I caught it at a time where the volume like picks way up.
Yeah.
So, well, first, I didn't know if you heard me.
Yeah.
And secondly, I didn't want to be the guy who broke the silence.
Yeah,
it was quiet in that theater.
So we went through the whole cast just now.
Well, we forgot one person.
We forgot one person about it's a kind of a spoiler.
No, it's not. Wait, is it? Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about.
We forgot.
But don't say it. Just show me, and I'll tell you.
Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Edwards.
He was
the guy who did Godzilla?
Yeah, the guy did. He was also did Rogue One. He was like.
did he?
I don't know if he was the person that said it's salt, or the person next to him. But their whole scene, like he just licks it. It's salt.
We forgot her.
Oh, Kelly Marie Tran.
Yeah, Kelly Marie Tran is Rose.
Oh, I thought you were
I
talking
don't
about
know
like.
who is that supposed to be. Like, am I supposed
She's
to know
Rose.
her?
No, she's new.
Yeah, but
Also-
her character was
How can we forget? Gwendolyn. Yeah. Phasma. How can we forget about her?
Yeah, Gwendolyn Christie.
easily. You could easily forget about Captain Phasma.
Anyway,
But-
okay, so we'll get into that.
It's not hard to forget Captain
So-
Phasma.
So we're talking about
General thoughts.
general thoughts. So without spoiling it,
And we're not going to say the order of if it's in our order of movies.
I don't want to do that.
We'll do that at the end or whatever
That's
we want
annoying.
to. Yeah.
Everybody keeps doing that.
I did it. Fuck you.
I know, and I was like, I wanted to be like real original, but let me go last because I was the last one to see it.
Okay.
Because I think you saw it before I did.
I think I saw it before both of you guys.
What time did you see yours?
10:00 one Thursday.
Oh, I saw it before you then.
Really?
I saw it at 7:15.
How?
Oh, 7:30.
Where?
There was an
Hollywood.
early showing, dude.
When did Hollywood start doing the showings on Thursday before the Friday thing? Because they haven't been doing that.
They did that a couple times.
When?
Been at least a year. Dude, they had a 7:15, and 7:30 showing. All four.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
I did.
No, you didn't.
I was like, "What are you doing for Star Wars? What are you doing for Star Wars? What are you doing for Star Wars?" And you didn't answer me.
No, I said Abby already got my ticket.
Yeah, but you got tickets.
But you can still say they're doing early showings.
Well, now you
and if
know.
they've been doing it for a while now, you
Stop
could have told me about one of those.
I
movies.
thought you
Stop
knew.
fighting, guys.
I thought you knew.
There you have it, guys. There's documentation of Wade being a shitty friend to me.
You
I
didn't,
thought
you
you
didn't even
knew.
invite me, and I was off this week.
Damn.
I thought Abby invited you.
No.
You know Abby orchestrates those things.
Look at that! Look at how fast Scott goes. Oh, it wasn't me, man.
Yeah, but anyway, so for future reference, for Star Wars, all four of their theaters had Star Wars.
Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, Hollywood movie theater near us has those like lovely reclining seats.
Yeah,
with
you saw it
cup
Hoyt's.
holders,
I'm so
everything.
sorry.
Hoyt's, on the other, they need to get their program.
Fuck, man.
First of all, before I get into my thoughts on the film, let me just say, going into Hoyt's was the worst. This was the worst film experience of my life, and I've gone there for years. We walked into the screen. It smelled like BO, farts, and vomit.
Well,
No. This is a kind of smell that you've got to try to make. This isn't a smell that just happens. You try to make this smell. And then it took them forever. Like, seriously, it probably took them 20 minutes to get everything ready to roll the trailers, let alone the film.
Well,
And it's the longest fuck movie compared to some of the other Star Wars movies.
Well,
it's the longest Star Wars
my
movie.
problem with Hoyt, like, I've been to Hoyt, like, I feel bad that we're calling them out, but
I don't. Fuck them.
but
They need to get with the times.
I've been there this year. I think out of the 4 or so movies I've seen, like all but one I've seen there.
The dude used a Christmas gift. It was a Hoyt's gift card I gave him for Christmas.
still got it.
He finally used it.
No,
almost
I've
a
have
year
used
later.
it. I have used it. I just keep forgetting sometimes. But because I never expect to go to Hoyt's because I don't want to go. The seats are so uncomfortable for
Yes.
me. And I saw it there. I saw Ghost in the Shell there, and it makes the movie feel way longer.
And you're like, I want this movie to end because my ass is hurting.
Yeah.
I watched Ghost in the Shell again like a week or so ago, and I liked it more.
Yeah.
And it's because
Okay.
What a
so
what a
long.
surprise! People enjoy a movie when the
Okay.
seats are comfortable.
Okay, we're going off.
no, I just
Oh,
need-
I'm going off all right.
You're going off the subject.
I just
General
needed,
thoughts of the movie.
I
All right,
just
my
needed to
general
get that
thoughts.
off
On,
my chest.
all right, my general thoughts of the movie. I would have enjoyed this 10 times better if there were comfy seats
See?
with recliners and cup holders. No, but in all seriousness, so I didn't know what to expect with this movie because I thought to myself, Force Awakens did a lot of like, hey, remember that? Like seriously, like if I may, Star Wars Force Awakens was member berries.
Pretty much.
It was member berries masquerading as a new film, which I was fine with. But when I went into Last Jedi, I was really hoping it wasn't going to be that because it was fine for Force Awakens. You needed something like that to get
bridge.
people. You had to, well, not even that. You had to do something to get the disenfranchised Star Wars fans from the prequels back into these movies and to keep them in these movies. So I was fine with that. And going to Last Jedi, I was really hoping I'd really get a new story. We don't need a lot of, hey, remember that? Hey, remember that? And for Last Jedi delivered. I know a lot of people kept trying to make, like, connections to Empire Strikes Back, which I didn't see.
There's one Return of the Jedi reference.
Other than that planet kind of looked
Yeah.
like snow.
I could talk about it later, but let's not get into that yet.
But other than that, like, to me, it just felt like a new, fresh Star Wars movie. It wasn't relying too, as far as, like, what was happening in the movie, not necessarily the story of it. It did not rely a lot on what had come before it. It was trying to blaze a new path.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. I think I got more out of it because of it. I loved the changes in tone. I thought the timing on that was right. I like the fact that this movie wasn't afraid to have more emotion, not be as robotic as, say, the prequels were, and the way the original trilogy could get it sometimes, but not nowhere near as much as the prequels did. I felt like this was a movie that wasn't afraid to make you laugh, make you angry, make you cry, make you think. I think this was Rian Johnson really was like, he had the pieces of the Star Wars puzzle, but decided to rearrange them in a new way that still made a great picture.
I've got something for you later, but more on that later.
I also really enjoyed the movie for the fact that it left it unpredictable. Because you're like, okay, you know, I don't want to get into I'm not getting into spoilers, but there's points where you're just like, oh, that changes it, because you think that's how it's going to be in the third movie. It left you thinking. It did new things for the Force. It did new things for characters. Put characters in different predicaments. Every character, aside from one, I'll get into the spoilers, that didn't really have an arc. Everyone had an arc. This movie had his own voice. At some points, it kind of seemed like it was a deconstruction of Star Wars. Like, it was just kind of like, you know how everyone's like, let's praise Star Wars. This one was like, let's deconstruct it a lot. Let's take a lot of these tropes and just kind of like flip it on its head. Like these classic Star Wars things, just flip it and make you like, whoa. And that's why I think a lot of people don't like this movie, because people are too smart now for these movies. Like, if it goes a way they don't want it, they're going to say it's the worst movie ever because they thought in their head that's how it should go. But Rian Johnson said, screw that, I'm going to take my risks. And that's what movies should be. George Lucas took risks with his movies.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse, he took risks. No, the originals. He took risks. Rian Johnson made it his own voice. J.J. Abrams, he just kind of like, did the same thing with Star Trek. Just boop.
J.J. Abrams was like, he was like the coddling mother that didn't want his baby to have to deal with any problems. Rian Johnson was the tough dad that's like, he's got to learn sometime.
A friend of ours, Bob, that worked with Clint on those shorts that we won.
Yeah.
He was like, Star Wars has grown up. They're now teenagers.
That's
and I thought that was very, pretty appropriate. It just felt like...
Well, this one's PG-13.
I felt like this movie was... It made me think about a Star Wars movie. You know? It made you think, like, huh.
Yeah. It leaves you, like... It brings up new possibilities, new questions.
Yes.
And even the movie addresses some of the questions and doesn't answer them on purpose, or at least not in a concrete way.
Or maybe these questions that people want answered aren't important questions to the story.
And not only that, but I feel like it does. I wouldn't say it necessarily answer questions, but it made you look at the light and dark side in a different way before, and kind of realize, like, what if they're both looking for the same thing? They're just looking at it from a different way. Yeah. One isn't necessarily good or evil. It's just one is more willing to do things that the other isn't.
At points, this movie is very nihilistic.
To an extent,
well,
yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing
No,
at
but
all.
I'm saying to an extent.
Yeah.
But I think going back to what I said about the changes in tone from time to time, I think it never got too much of a certain way to where it could always come back from whatever feeling. So, like, if you were watching it and you thought, like, oh man, this is getting a little too depressing, there was something on the horizon that was going to take you out of that. Not so much take that feeling away, but to take you and give you a break from that, so that you could have this moment and this moment. And I think that's something that a good movie should do from time to time. If you're going to have, especially if you're intending to have different tones, I do think it's appropriate that you have these breaks, because you can only deal with so much negativity and so much sadness for so long before you need to, like, pause the movie, take a step back, if it's continuous. But if you have those good moments, and it has to work, but if you have those moments where you can take a break from the sadness or even the happiness and take a moment to, like, be somber a little bit, or to just, I like when movies do that. And again, I think this movie did just the right amount of each tone.
I have two more points, and I'm going to move to Joe. Two more general thoughts. The action sequences in this movie are fantastic.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started.
We'll get into more detail about that. And the Porgs weren't overstating their welcome. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, the Porgs! I hate the Porgs! I hate the Porgs!" They did less than the Ewoks. Hell, you know what? I'm going to praise the Crystal Foxes, because they did something.
Yeah.
All the Porgs did was make funny faces and chew on wires.
Which is fine.
Well,
to be fair, the Porgs were created out of necessity. So that's why I will never, even though the Porgs were unnecessary in the realm of the movie, as far as shooting the movie, they were very necessary. Yeah. So I will never shit on the Porgs.
Yeah, I understand. The Porgs were like, they weren't like Jar Jar Binks. They weren't overstating their welcome. They were just there.
Well, they weren't loud or obnoxious.
It's all about, like, they always try and create creatures. They've been doing it since, the very first one, for A New Hope. They're always creating
Jawas.
These new creatures. Well, not even just Jawas, but those, like, the big things that the stormtroopers ride in the first one.
Tauntaun? No, not Tauntauns. Dewback lizards?
Dewbacks, yeah. And they're always trying to
They said to do
create
that.
interesting, creatures and stuff. It's part of the sci-fi thing. Just
Don't forget
because
this weird, this scary ass creatures from Empire Strikes Back inside the cavern.
The Wampa?
Not the Wampa. No, inside the cavern that the Millennium Falcon's in.
Oh.
Those weird bat things. Those aren't cute at all.
Yeah, but if they're cute or not or whatever, it's just they're creating these otherworldly creatures with whatever tools they got.
Yeah.
And don't forget Watto.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like we can all talk. And also don't forget, and we can talk about film credibility and stuff like that. But part of a franchise, at least like Star Wars, is they are also still trying to sell toys, and you can look at that however.
I can think of
want.
a bigger merchandise thing in this movie than the Porgs even.
But I'm just saying, but that's
there was a shot that I was like, I get it because what it led to, but when I first saw it, I was like, merchandise.
No, but what I'm saying is the Porgs were like the first example of it that anybody got to see, because you didn't really get to see a whole lot of the other creatures that were new to this movie. You just saw the Porgs, and they were marketing these things.
Yeah, and then there's all those other ones on the island too.
Yeah, like that big thing that
the blue milk.
Luke, milks.
But
that was a disturbing. When we get more to the discussion, I want to talk about that.
Don't
scene.
forget about the caretakers. Yeah.
Are you done?
Oh,
Okay.
you mean the frog space nuns?
Yes.
So, I really liked it. I saw it with Wade, and I remember you were like, "I'm seeing it a second time to see if my feelings change on it or something." And you said you came out liking it more.
Yeah.
The second time. Mm-hmm. And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You just straight up said, I loved it.
Yeah, I did. For me, like, as much as I like, A New Hope, and like, I don't want to see the same story over and over again. And this one took it in a whole nother direction. It introduced kind of, ideas of things that could happen, and really expanded a lot on its own mythos. Like, more than any of the other movies, because we've only seen, like, certain things been done before. We have the space, battles. We have, the heroes jumping into the fray and, saving everybody. And we've seen what Jedi could do with, with the prequels, having them jump super high all the time. And in the old ones, with the Force choke, Force lightning, levitation and stuff, it really adds. It adds so much more for me, like, for this in this movie, and they did so much. I only had like kind of one thing that I'm critical of, but everything else I thought was awesome, and nothing to me, like, really stood out as a glaring mistake or, like, a glaring
Error,
miscalculation on their end.
Yeah.
In a way. I know some people have problems with certain aspects, like, with pacing or whatever, and I get it. But for me, I really enjoyed it. It's like the last one was critiqued for being too similar. This one's being critiqued for being too different. I don't know. I'm all for it. I'm ready for 9, 10, 11, 12.
Well, 10, 11, 12 are going to be
15,
under
14.
Ryan Johnson.
I know. That's what I was going to tell him, is Ryan Johnson's heading up a whole trilogy of Star Wars
And that
movies.
might explain the ending.
Fine.
That might
I'm
explain the
So
ending.
that'll be why he's not doing 9. He's doing 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Which I am more than excited
Yeah.
for.
But are we ready for Solo, a Star Wars Cup? That's what I want to know. Are we
ready for spoilers?
Not yet. I wanted to go over a couple things before we went into spoilers.
Okay.
Namely, number one, something to talk about: the locations of the film. Because you guys,
A lot of people hate it, the casino world, because
Yeah,
it's too
that-
similar to the Earth. And I'm like,
Well,
motherfucker, you loved Coruscant.
I heard
Nothing happened there.
I know a lot of people didn't like it also because that kind of where I was talking about the pacing is a lot of people feels that kind of puts a halt on everything, and I get it. It could have been less, I think.
Yeah.
Personally,
But it's setting up that nihilistic gray area.
and then
For Finn, who's been on both sides.
Well, the argument is, was it needed? I don't know. I enjoyed it for the most part. I like the creatures. I like the idea of, because this movie brought in, shades of gray, which is very different for Star Wars. It's always been black and white.
It's always been dealing in absolutes.
Or blue and red.
Or green and red.
Or green and red.
Or purple and red.
What other stuff we want to talk about with the location?
I just want your thoughts on them.
I liked
the
them.
ones you liked. The ones
They were
maybe you
vastly
didn't
different.
like.
I loved a lot of people like the whole salt thing. I'm like, I liked that because everyone thought it was going to be Hoth.
Yeah, and I like the spin on it. And
also tells the story
honestly, what got me about the salt planet, I don't remember the name.
It was like Crate. It was like a very like...
the way they can play with images and do some really cool cinematic stuff where the salt, where it's white and then it turns blood red when you step on it, when you disturb it. And I thought that was
And also,
awesome.
everyone's bitching and complaining about it. I thought it was like a good storytelling of the planet. So I'm thinking, okay, well, there's all these shards, and it looks like there's a lot of caverns. So maybe it's an old mining planet. Yeah. So salt mining, you could do all kinds of things.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It tells a story.
I just think the salt of that planet...
Because that base is in a mine.
I think the salt on that planet was made from the reviews of Last Jedi.
Damn.
Because everybody's salty.
Knowing Rian Johnson, that could be true.
But no, I thought like all the places, all the locations, depending on where they were, I thought the locations themselves helped get the point across, get the emotion across. My favorite of all of them
is it the?
It's not the salt planet, but it's the planet Luke was on.
Yeah, the Luke planet.
Because
/ island.
Yeah,
because you're just only on the island.
And
it's called Octu.
And I know some people would say like, oh, but it's so much like Earth. But in a way, that's kind of what I like about it. I like the fact that like,
dude, Tatooine was like Earth.
Cause like, but it was more desert. It was But the thing that I like about it, though, is it's kind of a departure for something like this. And for other movies, for other stories, a planet like Tatooine or like Hoth or whatever, where it, barren, things like that.
I mean,
that would be a departure.
But they don't want green screen worlds.
But this one was a departure for me because you're surrounded by water for once, which is something that you don't see a lot of in Star Wars movies.
Yeah,
except for like that one planet that Jango Fett was on in Attack of the Clones.
Also, don't forget
that was it.
Don't forget Dagobah as a swamp. That has water.
Yeah, but
that's swamp. That's a swamp.
Yeah, but it's not like this where like it's just all water and it's
as far as we know.
Don't forget Naboo.
Fuck Naboo. But no, I just really like it. And what else I really liked about it was
the Jango Fett planet, I believe, is Camino.
The way they used it though was really good because the weather kind of helped with the tone of the movie. Not just when it rained, but like you just got a good feel of what was going on
so
based
isolated.
on the sky and everything like that. I also like some of the creatures that inhabit it. Like we were talking about the frog space nuns, the caretakers.
Yeah.
That had Jim Henson written all over.
I really like them.
Yes.
I love whatever that creature was that Luke had to milk. Because they're just like chilling up against the mountains like, you gonna come over and milk this tit or what? And then he just goes over.
It looks over to Rey, and that's the kind of I was like,
yeah, Luke's just weird. Like staring at her like, I'm gonna milk this tit. Then he squirts the milk in the jug. He's and looks at her and is like, I milked that tit. And then he proceeds to drink that shit fresh. I thought raw milk was bad for you. He starts chugging that shit. He's got like green titty milk all over his mouth. And he's looking at Rey just like, yeah, I drank that green titty milk. Do something, bitch.
Also, what was it? Every world had their own creatures. I mean, you had you had those little crystal foxes on what is it called? The casino world.
It had those like horse things.
Yeah, it had those little horse things. Also had just all these creatures.
My feeling about that planet
Canto
is
Bite.
To me, it seemed like it fit, like it felt like a resort in a way, like almost kind of like what they wanted Jurassic Park to be at one point in the Spielberg trilogy.
Yeah.
Well, the Spielberg duology, because Lost World reminded me. It reminded me a lot of Lost World when they were running in the grass.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like a resort planet, and that would make sense for what is going on there.
What they need, yeah, and also what they need.
And like I said, it was one of those things that painted everything with gray rather than black and
what
white.
was the other things you want to talk about before we get spoiled?
Just overall, like the overall the characters in this movie. Not anyone in particular, just like how they were used, how you thought they were used.
I'll
say
Poe was used a million times better than in the first movie. Well, Poe was supposed to die in the first movie.
Yeah, he's also in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke I think is the best Luke Skywalker we've had.
Luke's the best character in the whole movie.
Rey is great. Kylo is once again just
Kylo's
adding
even
more
better.
Fleshing to this villainy.
Yeah.
Hux. They add little things on Hux, like when he grabs the little blaster thing. It adds a little Hux there.
I'm gonna say something that seems to be controversial. I liked Rose in this movie.
I liked Rose too.
A lot of people don't like her for some reason.
Ooh, I was going to get into it later.
Well, I'll tell spoilers on that one.
I don't mind Rose as a character. I felt the arc with Rose was my problem. You know what I mean? And we can get into that with the spoilers. Like, it's not Rose. It's kind of what she's used for in this movie, or at least the ends they meet with it. But I did like the character, and I liked her sister too, which is she's barely in the movie.
Yeah.
Also,
oh my god!
Also, I liked that alien pilot that Poe is.
The guy who said Yamcha. And I was dying. I was like, fucking A, Yamcha lives.
And then you're like, oh shit, he's gonna die.
I don't think he did.
No, he didn't.
No, but you were probably thinking that. I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to count that as a spoiler, because you need to know that Yamcha is going to live. I don't remember his name.
I thought the new characters worked. I mean, they weren't as fleshed out as the other characters, but we already had another movie with them.
Yeah. So
we can't really talk about that. Like, I thought Snoke was great for what he was. We'll get into spoilers on fucking Snoke. I have an issue with Snoke and you motherfuckers.
The thing about Snoke that got me was...
he had a best robe ever.
When they showed him in Force Awakens... He didn't come off. He seemed
like a mythical creature.
He came off more. Well, as far as his attitude, he came off more like, I'm evil. I don't have time to be flashy. I don't have time to be fun or interesting. I'm just here to kill motherfuckers to do what I need to do. And then in this one, like when he first shows up. To like cut Hux's balls off, which that's a theme in this movie. General Hux getting his balls cut off.
Well, it happened in the last movie too.
I know, but this one goes far beyond because everybody's cutting that.
But he
balls
always
off.
gets that point where he like tries to please Snoke in both movies. He tries to please Snoke, and then as he's passing Kylo Ren in down that hallway, he always gives him the
smuggest look in the world.
He's like I'm favorite.
but then when you meet
his favorite smile.
But like it's almost like how much of Snoke's evilness is manufactured by him. Because think about it, when he's doing the projections, he seems to be like very like evil emperor. You know, like traditional, where it's like I said, has no time for fun, joking. You know, he's evil. Pure and simple, no more, no less. But then when you see him in person and he's interacting with everyone, then he's got a little bit more of that bad guy flair and a little bit more of
he's got charisma,
ego and charisma. And
he's Ric Flair.
He's that robe.
And I'm wondering, had things gone further, because I don't know how much of Ryan Johnson, right?
Yes.
I don't know how much of Ryan Johnson's ideas were in this. I don't know how
he
much
wrote the script.
But what I'm saying is I don't know how far J.J. Abrams' stuff was supposed to go,
or will go,
or have you. How much of it was Ryan Johnson supposed to like? Okay, you can do whatever you want, but you got to make sure that this happens.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious because what is that supposed to be part of Snoke? Like how he tries to keep he's still a bad guy, but more of that
He still falls victim to hubris.
like he's still powerful. He's clearly powerful. He shows that in the movie. But he also has these appearances he has to keep up for everyone else that for like an elite group he's willing to let go of.
Also,
for Kylo Ren and for his Red
Right.
Guards.
Also, Leia's greatness.
Oh God, yes. Princess Carrie
that was a weird thing I want to talk about in spoilers.
Carrie
too.
Fisher.
There's something that
I-
happens with Leia.
I really
I know
thought
exactly which one you're
I really
talking
thought
about.
this was her best performance.
You probably saw me in the theater.
I think this was the best performance of Princess Leia
Yeah.
she's ever done. I think, honestly, I wish... I mean, the movie's 2 years old, if you didn't see it by now. I kind of wish Han Solo didn't get killed in Force Awakens, because I would really like to have seen what Rian Johnson would have done with Han Solo, because he brought the best out of Mark Hamill, better than I've ever seen out of Mark Hamill in these movies, brought the best out of Carrie Fisher, which I've seen in these movies, and they both did fantastic. I can only imagine how good he could have made Han Solo.
Yeah.
I mean, even Chewie was a better actor in this movie. I mean, seriously, Chewie was Shakespearean.
Don't forget
He was-
C-3PO
oh, God.
showing
no.
off different looks.
I got one question.
Of his face.
Okay, before we move on to spoilers and spoiler-filled discussion
Yeah.
of the film, I want to ask one question.
Sure.
What happened to C-3PO's red arm?
He got it replaced.
Yeah, replacing at the end of Force
At
Awakens.
the end of the movie, he has both of his gold arms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought that happened, but I forgot about it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
He had his
they-
red arm in the beginning.
he mentions it because he's still getting repaired or whatever.
Yeah, and he has it at the very end. If I remember correctly.
Because as you know, my favorite line other than traitor in Force Awakens was, "You're probably wondering about my red arm."
God,
You got to read a comic book to know about that.
Because isn't that Star Wars? If you want actual, if you wanna know stuff about characters, you have to read the
books.
comics and read the books.
yeah, I would love to read. Like, I would want to know what canon books are between Return and Force Awakens. I would love to delve into that.
They haven't got to that yet. They're still in, like, between New Hope and Empire right now.
What are you talking
On the comic books.
I'm not talking about the comic book. I'm talking about actual books.
Oh, I don't know. I think that
I
nothing's canon anymore.
heard Disney was
No,
like,
there's stuff that is canon, and there's stuff that isn't canon.
I don't know. I heard something about Disney was like trying to like, I don't know how you would do it, but apparently Disney was like trying to establish that like from now, like since their acquisition of Star Wars, like their comics can be canon, but like anything that predates them owning Star Wars isn't. I don't know how you
Like,
do
I'm
that.
not talking about the comics.
No.
novels.
No. But what I'm saying is, they haven't really done a whole lot of novels since they acquired it. What I'm saying is, they're trying to say anything other than their comics, which are the only thing that they're really putting out right now, is canon.
They've already touched on a lot of the novels themselves. They have this big banner across a lot of them that say Legacy Series, which is all non-canon. But there are still novels that are in canon. Like the novelizations of the movies, and there's certain other ones like, what was it? Shatter of the Mind's Eye or something like counts and all that stuff. But yeah. But let's get into spoilers.
Spoilers talks in
Wade's favorite moment!
Yes!
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Emerald Akbar.
Amrakpar?
Emerald Akbar.
Ding.
I'm a labada?
It's a trap! I shouldn't fall.
Oh, Admiral Akbar.
That's what I said.
No, I heard Abba Akbar.
R.I.P. him. Because
Yes.
they just straight up killed him.
And don't worry.
Yeah, that fucking Leia thing. Hold on. That fucking Leia thing. What the fuck?
The fucking Leia thing?
Yeah, when she's in space.
She's in space, Scott. You
that
you pretty
one.
much you almost
and she's like,
she's freezing to death. Her fucking hands and her face have ice on them. And then Twitch, and then she fucking pulls herself.
she does like a Michael Jordan jump pose.
Oh my god.
She
Dude, we
pulls
gotta make
herself-
Air Leia.
She pulls herself to the ship, and then they get her in, and she fucking lives. Like, what the fuck?
It's the Force.
Yeah, god damn it, that's what I was gonna say. The Force.
No, that's fucking bullshit.
No, Joe, the Force
Force
is
can't beat, like, fucking absolute zero
Joe,
space.
No, Joe, did you ever... You saw Spice World.
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, wait, have you seen Spice World?
Yes.
Okay, so the Force is essentially like the rules in Spice World. It's like, well, how does that happen? The Force! Or like in that movie, they're like, well, wait a minute, how does that happen? The rules!
I don't know how long she was in space for.
Fucking long enough to freeze. She was frozen.
I'll admit, that caught me off guard.
Because you had to see me, and I'm like, my head's like tilted. I'm like, what the fuck?
The thing is though, when
Because they cut away for a while. Like, she's fucking dead.
You're like, oh, we're really gonna just kill her right there?
But dude, when they showed her body, I kind of knew something was gonna happen. I didn't think that was gonna happen. What I thought was gonna happen was, I thought somehow the ship was gonna like fly into her corpse, and then she would like go through like a window or some shit. They pull her out, and then the whole point of the movie is then reviving her. I didn't know she was gonna fucking Air Jordan back into the ship.
And
all she needed was the tongue. All she needed was.
And where do they go now with Leia?
Well, she'll probably die a battle, unseen battle.
And that's something I want to talk about this movie, because it's the irony of the end of the movie.
They could have fucking just let her die.
In that, okay, so of the main human characters, because I'm not counting Chewie in this one, because literally you can put anybody in the Chewie suit, you can use any recording of Peter Mayhew being Chewie, and it's still Chewie, because it's more about the suit, not necessarily the actor.
I feel like the actor's important.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not important.
That's what you just said. You said you can put anybody in the suit.
Well, yeah, because you really can. It's
so
not
the actor is not important. That's what you're saying.
Okay, fine. That he's not important. That doesn't matter. The point is,
I'm sorry, Peter Mayhew, if you're listening.
Well, I don't mean it in the sense of like Peter Mayhew.
Apparently, doesn't fucking matter.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
The title of this episode would be like Scott hates Peter Mayhew.
Fine, go ahead.
Okay.
What I'm saying is you don't see Peter Mayhew, so therefore, you know, it's not like you need to find, if you ever need to replace his character, you don't have to find someone that looks like Peter Mayhew. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, though, is of those characters, you have Han, Luke, and Leia, they kill off the two living ones, but the dead one survives them to the next movie. The one that's dead in real life survives in the movie.
Well,
and that's very... No. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying it's just very funny to me. And I just thought like the irony was not lost on me that the only of those three,
the one who makes it to the third,
the one who makes it to the third movie is dead in real life. But the two characters who died in Force Awakens and this one respectively, they're still alive. They could come back at any time. That didn't dawn on you at any point after watching the movie.
No, I didn't really think about it. I was just too like, she fucking is in space.
God,
like,
how long did you dwell on that?
Fucking like the whole time. It's that and the fucking Rose Finn. This is gonna be a love story all of a sudden.
Yeah, what was that about? I was like, wait, she kissed him. Even Finn was like, wait a minute, is that in the script?
I don't care if it was done well or not. As soon as they got together, I was pulling for it. I ain't gonna lie.
I didn't know they were going that direction.
Well, it's fine. I don't have a problem with them having. It just came out of nowhere, man.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I thought they were just friends.
I think for me, I just wanted it bad enough at one point that I didn't care that it came out of nowhere.
And the other, like, she was just like, you do things for the ones you love, and then she kisses them, and it's just like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
Yeah. I'll tell you where it came from.
You guys have
came from the fucking heart. That's where it came from.
Scott, they've known each other for less than 24 hours.
And there's no mention.
Hey, have you ever seen the Santa Claus 2?
Yes.
That dude had to get married in less than a month.
And there's no hints at all in this that they're going to be a couple. Because, you know, in Empire, you have Han like, really close to Leia, and that's kind of like teasing them.
Yeah.
You know, they have those moments
They have
where,
that fucking sexual tension.
Yeah, and this one was just like, were they supposed to be a thing? I didn't know. I thought they were just friends.
We're doing this?
Like I said, maybe I just wanted it so bad that I didn't care. But
there was two groan moments where I literally almost groaned. Two. One, when Finn's like, rebel scum. I'm like, what is this, an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Do you have to have one-liners? And the second one was...
I fucking loved it.
That's the only... like, oh my god.
I didn't feel that way at all. I'm a sucker for a one-liner.
I love charismatic Luke.
I like Luke dusting off because you're just like, you know, now that Han's dead... There's only one pimp in the galaxy.
Yeah, I fucking called it, though.
There's one... I
called that part. As soon as, I'm like, he looks a lot fucking younger.
And the one character I thought was, like, had really nothing to do, But his integral was Finn. He really had.
Yeah, no, Finn was kind of a backseat character.
Yeah, and also, but that's where it adds the nihilistic thing, because he's been in First Order and Resistance, and he meets Benicio del Toro's character, whose name is DJ. I don't ever say his name.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
But he has a
He's a master codebreaker.
I love his character so much. No, he's not the master codebreaker. He's a codebreaker. The master codebreaker was Justin Theroux.
The one that had the pen that they never talked to?
I like that. That's what I said. They take unexpected turns like, oh, they're going to get the code breaker. And they're like, oh, no, we're not.
But are you sure that's what they meant? He could have lost it to the guy in like a bet. That's what I thought.
I don't know. That seems like...
Because that guy was on a... He said he's like, I'm on a roll tonight. He probably beat him for fucking the pin. The guy had no more money left, so they locked him up. That's what I was thinking.
Well, Benicio, like, that's where he introduces, like, the whole idea of the gray area. Like, you know, he shows, like, that he's in that stolen ship.
That whole planet is the gray area.
It shows the TIE Fighter and the X-Wing that these people are selling to the bad guys and the good guys. And you're like, so in the end, the Jedi and the Sith and the Rebels and the First Order or Empire, they don't matter because in the end, there's this underbelly that's making money off this issue.
Well, that compounds with Luke's teachings to Rey.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a Jedi anymore. And Rey immediately taps into that the dark side, as they called it.
And that weird mirror world, like...
Yeah, fucking...
That was the only thing
I fucking really dug, like, the weird abstract imagery. Like, we went Lynch with this.
That was the one thing... That was the only thing that I could say, like, wow. Not bad, just, wow. That didn't do anything. Like, it was a cool image, don't get me wrong.
That's kind of this weird movie's, like... Because this movie's kind of a weird, like, dark mirror of Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back reinforces good versus evil, right? This one makes it all gray. Then you have the part where Luke goes into the tree, sees his face under Vader's mask. Rey goes down, tries to see who her parents are, and doesn't. You have the salt planet that actually isn't cold.
You also have the ending where like Empire ends on a downer. This one doesn't.
Where she goes after Adam Driver, and there's that big climactic lightsaber battle in Empire where Luke gets his hand cut off. That doesn't happen in this.
Yeah.
They fight together. It's the fucking Nega Empire Strikes Back, and it's almost as good.
I also like, and I'm not gonna lie, I was tense as a motherfucker when he's like, I know who your parents are. I've seen them. And you think like, oh man, they're gonna reveal something.
Yeah,
huge.
and they don't fucking don't.
And then it's just like, They were nothing. They were beggars. They were trash.
That's my theory about that is we don't know if that's for real or not.
I know, but it's just
I prefer like who gives a fuck who her parents are? She's just and it shows at the end when the boy has the broom that it doesn't matter what family you're in, you still can be a Jedi.
That's another thing is it's reinforcing. Anybody could access the Force.
But I like that because like it was just like
anybody could be a hero.
Well, not even that, but it's just like as far as that scene, they knew that people were gonna be like, "All right, man, tell us who is it, reveal it," and then he doesn't, and it's like it's one of those things where it's like it was done so well that like if you're one of the people that was like if they don't reveal this, like fuck that, because a lot of people were, you didn't care.
Like Snoke Trip says. When Kylo was rising in the dark side, I knew someone from the light was going to rise up. You thought it was going to be Skywalker, but, it just says that there's the balance. The balance is a word of the fucking movie. And balance. And the past should die. That's another term.
And can we talk for a split second?
Rian Johnson pouring, like, lighter fluid on everything. Old Star Wars.
About...
He's like, fuck y'all.
When they go back to Luke, it literally picks up right where Force Awakens leaves off.
The first thing,
and he grabs the lightsaber and he looks at it, and then just tosses it over his shoulder. And I'm thinking, man, I waited 2 years for that shit, man.
And also, that's what I'm saying. It deconstructs the whole Star Wars thing. It's like you think it's like I'm gonna like. When he goes to Yoda's willing to train him. Luke doesn't want to train. He doesn't want nothing to do with
Yoda's
the Force.
weird.
Yoda
does weird toying with him.
I love Yoda in this movie.
Ghost Yoda?
Because that's why I said Frank Oz is in this movie. That's another person I didn't want to say as a spoiler, as a credit. Frank Oz is in this as as Yoda. And what I loved about it is, like, even though he's a Jedi, even though Luke's a Jedi master and he's wise, Yoda's still like, you're still the hard-headed student I have, and hits him in the head with the cane. And
I like how even his ghost cane hurts him.
But it's just one of the things, like,
The Force.
it doesn't matter if you're a master, it's still the same Luke Skywalker. And that's where, like, this old hermit turns, throughout the movie, starts turning into Luke Skywalker again.
And they burn it down. They literally burn the tree down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait. I'm gonna disagree.
Also note, the texts were not in the tree.
Yeah, Rey took them.
Rey took them. Yeah. They're in the Falcon.
Yeah, she was the last one in the fucking tree.
But I'm gonna take something you said and I'm gonna disagree with it because you say it's a deconstruction. I don't think it's a deconstruction. This movie, I'll tell you what this movie is.
It's a deconstruction of what you knew.
No. This is a deconstruction. This movie put bombs at the base of Star Wars, detonated the fuck out of them, pissed on the ashes. Picked up the ashes and hurled those motherfuckers into space.
Made a phoenix.
No, didn't make a space. Didn't do that. Hurled those motherfuckers in space, never to be seen again.
And then it pulled itself back in after it was frozen.
And then built a new foundation, better, stronger, and faster.
But
that's what I think this movie was.
And that's what I'm getting at. Is it expounds like on so much. The fucking Leia thing was a little much, but I love the connection.
We're calling it Air Leia from now on.
Air Leia. I love the weird connection that Snoke claims to have bridged between Kylo and Rey.
I was a little weird at the first.
I thought that was really cool.
I was into it. I'm like, are they gonna fuck? I was so into, like, are they gonna start fucking?
My only problem with that whole connection thing was, I think as far as doing it in the movie, like the way it was shot and everything, I think it could have been shot a little better because for me it just seemed a little awkward. Yeah. Except for that one moment where she's in the hut and like you actually see Kylo Ren in the hut. Yeah. Like I don't know why they couldn't do that where it's just like have Kylo, like when you're focusing on Rey, have like a stand-in of
Missed
Kylo
opportunity
Ren.
for a joke there too with somebody like walking by Adam Driver. On the ship,
but I'm saying like do that, or have Rey in where he was, like do something like that, so it didn't look like this weird like off-screen talking thing.
Yeah,
but you get Adam Driver and their shirt on.
Oh my god, that man!
But
I've never seen a man look so in shape and so out of shape at the same time.
You've got that, and you've got the projection that Luke does at the end.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like everyone's like, "That's not what the Force is." Like, motherfucker, did you complain on Return of the Jedi when there was lightning all of a sudden?
First off, you don't know what the fuck the Force is. I'm gonna leave that to the guys who write the fucking canon movies.
You can write new things to be canon.
And the thing is, it didn't matter if it was real or not because, we all saw what happened.
Okay, I want to talk about the Luke thing because I didn't notice in the second viewing, but they do this. The salt thing makes a lot of sense. Everyone's like, "Bitch!" Not a lot of people bitching.
Are you talking about where Luke's never made the tracks?
Yes, because people were bitching about how it's salt. What? That's like it's sand. No, it's not the sand line from Attack on the Clones.
Have they ever been to a salt flat?
No, it's salt. And they do it again when they establish that Kylo Ren. They show his feet and they show him moving, and you see the footprint. But if you look at Luke, there's no footprints. And also, Luke is using the blue lightsaber.
Yeah,
that was destroyed.
Well, and the fact that
he also looks younger.
Well, I think I know.
Because they did this, and
I know. And the thing is, I know.
Oh yeah, she was in the Falcon by that point.
And the thing is, I think I know why they did it the way did that way. As far as why Luke looked that way, why he used the blue lightsaber.
Well, it's all to get under Kylo Ren,
but specifically because that's the version of Luke Skywalker that he knows. And
not really. Because Luke Skywalker has a green lightsaber.
What does that have to do with
the way Kylo remembers?
But what does that have to do with how Luke looks? His green lightsaber automatically makes his clothes look different.
No. I'm saying like that's what Kylo remembers.
Like Kylo Ren's like, Luke, your hair looks different. It's the blue lightsaber.
Because I thought it was weird he was using the blue lightsaber. And I'm like, there's all these like little subtle hints that can lead you to the right.
And then when it happens, you're like,
and I'm curious.
I'm like, I fucking knew it.
And never uses the lightsaber. They never do connect the lightsabers.
And I'm curious though because they were both blue. Is that Kylo's lightsaber?
No.
Or
no. It's Anakin's.
Can I finish my question, please?
Okay.
I was gonna say, is it that one or is it is it a different one? You know?
Oh, you're talking about like in the memory where Luke has his lightsaber out, and then Kylo like gets his out.
Yeah, because it's blue. What I'm saying is, do you think that one is like, is that the one Rey found? Is that
Yes.
or is that like like, does that one have any kind of connection to anybody else?
That is, and this is from what I understand, because I know I don't know if it's in the canon books or not, but like part of the training for a Jedi was they created a lightsaber.
Yes.
Their own. And so Luke, he gets the blue one in A New Hope.
Yes.
At first. Which was...
His father's.
Which was Anakin's. And then by Return of the Jedi, he has his own.
Yeah,
he has
goes
the green one. So that blue one was it was put away, which is, I guess, the Maz Kanata one or whatever.
Because it was...
Or Luke has... No, Luke has it, and he's training Kylo with it. And then when that happens, I guess Luke still has it.
But how did he get it back? Because it fell in Cloud City.
That's a good point.
See, that's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of plot holes.
Also,
that's what I'm saying,
Kylo Ren did not make that lightsaber, because if you saw that red lightsaber, he definitely didn't make that nice blue lightsaber.
No,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really curious
he-
about that blue lightsaber. Like, which one is it?
I'm
Because
pretty
it has
sure-
to be a pre-existing one.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the Anakin one, and now that it's broken because something old has died again, so who knows what Rey's gonna do?
Also, I love the whole how he dies. Well,
Luke?
Here's the thing about Luke. Like, he's a Jedi, so they don't really die. They become a ghost, like Obi-Wan did. But the fact that he was looking at the two suns with that familiar music playing, because in A New Hope, on Tatooine, he's looking up.
Yeah, he's looking at the
It's
two...
at the beginning of his adventure, and it ends with him looking at the two suns.
Yeah.
And the same music is playing. I start fucking welling up.
What I think is interesting is, it almost seems to me like when a Jedi like just fulfills his purpose, he just vanishes like Luke did, like Obi-Wan did.
Everyone's so pissed off about Han Solo
and
dying.
Yoda just vanished.
Yeah.
But like people like Qui-Gon Jinn was killed, so he didn't do the same vanish thing. Same thing with Anakin.
But Anakin didn't vanish either. He was burned.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he became a ghost.
Right. I didn't say they couldn't become
Oh,
ghosts.
okay.
I'm saying they vanish.
Well, wait, how do we
They
know?
like dissolve.
Well, when you see it burning, it's just the Darth Vader suit.
Sure.
Maybe they were just burning the suit. Maybe Anakin...
Also, how did Kylo get the mask?
Because maybe that was in a way, because you say fulfill the purpose. If
Did
you
you
think
see
about
that
it,
mask turn? It looks kind of like Darth Vader's mask after he smashes it.
Yeah.
but you were saying how like they fulfill their purpose. Maybe he didn't fulfill it the way as initially intended, but Anakin did essentially fulfill his purpose.
And also the great thing...
the balance of the Force, bringing down the Empire.
Right.
However, it was done through his son. In a weird way, he was he did it, but he did. Luke did it, but in a way, Anakin did it too, because if it wasn't for Anakin, there'd be no Luke.
Right. And he also did the whole, then you start thinking, why didn't he just show up at the place? Well, he doesn't want Kylo to have the guilt of killing Luke Skywalker on him as well as killing his own father. And also, he just,
Physically couldn't...
I feel like he couldn't go there and
he didn't have a
actually
ship.
confront.
He
He
had
had the X-Wing.
The fucking thing's underwater, man.
Hey, we learned from Empire.
For
we can raise it up.
years.
True. Anyway, like Luke...
He's been there for years.
And it's old as fuck X-Wing too.
Yeah.
And you see Luke throughout the whole movie. He's teary-eyed. He's very, he's just a broken old man.
Yeah,
and at the end, he's at peace.
Yeah.
And that's why it was not everyone's everyone's not angry. They killed Han Solo. That was murder. This one was more he's accepted.
Everything. Well,
and we all know Mark Hamill's.
And that's what he wanted to
do.
do. He says in the movie that he came to the island to die.
Yeah, and he did. And and at the end he was like, "I'm not the Last Jedi." So the whole idea is the Jedi should end. To him has become, he's not the last one now.
Well, that still doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't think the Jedi should end. He's just straight up saying, "I'm not the last one."
Yeah,
he might still believe that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That the Jedi should end. That actually be the last one, and now. But Rey is the last one, so now that's a good arc right there.
Can we just talk about how fucking funny Luke was in this movie, too? Mm-hmm. We've talked about how badass he was. We talked about how, dramatic he was. Dude was hysterical when he was funny.
This movie makes you think, man, why wasn't Mark Hamill in more live-action movies?
Yes!
And why hasn't he won more awards?
I think my favorite scene, my favorite interaction with him and Rey, for that matter, was when Rey's sitting on the rock and he's like, "Okay, I want you to close your eyes, breathe, and reach out." And she puts the hand out, and he just puts the thing and starts thinking, it's like, "Yeah, I'm feeling it, Mr. Skywalker. I'm feeling it.
Oh, you
Are you feeling something?"
That's the Force.
That's the Force. That's the Force working right now. Bam! And just fucking slaps the taste out of her mouth.
I thought he whipped her with the thing.
He whipped her with it.
I thought he hit her with it.
No,
he hit her in the
arm. With the leaf. It's like a leaf.
It was a switch, yeah. Boop.
Who got hit in the face? Somebody got hit in the face in that movie.
Oh, no, Poe did.
Poe gets hit in the face. Okay.
Also, Poe's arc was...
No, yeah, she gets hit with...
My second favorite arc...
I love that.
My second favorite arc was Poe.
Yeah, and then...
Because Poe was like... Even that line where, like when Finn... It's a small line that no one really, I think, laughed at, but I thought it was pretty funny. When Finn and Rose are telling Poe the plan, that, yeah, that thing has that ship has the cloaker. We're going to blow it up, right? No, we're not blowing it up. And I love that line because he's just a cocksure, like, I'm going to blow everything up. And at the end, he's like, Luke Skywalker's there. And then Finn's like, let's go help him. And he's like, no. For once, during that whole movie, because he did the whole, like, we're going to turn off their cloaking device, and Leia's like, we had the transport plan. Stop fucking up our plan.
You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that scene, though? It kind of... all I could think about was us when we do our one. Now, hold on. Maybe they're talking about somebody else.
But I loved
That's what it felt like.
I loved how Poe finally said, you know what? I'm not going to go and...
Another, like, kind of subversive story angle is it's not about going in and destroying the enemy all the time. It's making sure you save people.
Am I the only one though that thinks?
And the one problem with that, I did have a problem when they were like, we had the transport thing. I'd be like, you should have just fucking told them.
Why didn't Laura Dern just tell us?
That actually.
That's why I thought she was a fucking villain. Her and that bird lady.
I was getting ready to say that. Admiral Holdo. I was gonna say, because at the end it turns out she was like, just being like the hard ass, like I see potential in you. You just need tough love kind of thing. Also, but I think they could have done there was more they could have done to make her come off that way, unless they really wanted you to think she was a villain. To which I would say,
wonder if there's like a deleted scene.
Also with Holdo, my theory is they tracked him through light speed, or maybe there's a mole. I was trying to think.
I thought there was a mole, and I thought it was Holdo.
Maybe that's why she's holding it, because there might be a mole.
Moldo, coincidence.
Maybe she's holding on to the information because there might be a mole.
You know what I think it was? I think she snuck a T-Rex on board, and there's a tracker on the T-Rex.
Also, all the critiques.
It's actually that Stegosaurus the Triceratops she saves in Jurassic Park.
All the critiques I have on her character. She went through light speed through a bunch of fucking ships. Everything is forgiven.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad.
The whole time, like,
I've been waiting for something like that.
Like, for instance, like, it's like, what are they gonna do? And I'm like, what? Why could I not have thought that? Why have we not seen that?
Also, are we in agreement that Laura Dern with purple hair could get it?
Like Laura Dern, period.
Well, yeah, but even more so. Even more so.
Also, I love the Maz cameo.
Oh yeah, she's like, there's a union disagreement.
The whole time that was going on, I was like, no. Forget about Solo. Forget about Obi-Wan.
That Solo movie?
I want her movie. I want a movie of this scene, and I want there to be a scene where she's talking to them, but she sees them the way they saw her in this. Mm-hmm. So, like, she's seeing them through the little transmitter, and we see what's going on. But no, like, I was like, it was like, forget about Captain Phasma, which is very easy to do. She should be the Boba Fett of this trilogy.
Well, I'll say this.
Maz should be the Boba Fett. I'm right now. Hashtag Maz Boba Fett of this trilogy.
There's, like, one thing about, like I love, like, there's one trope I thought they were going to do, and I'm like, thank God they didn't do it. Like, when Benicio del Toro's character is like, I got caught. I made a deal. And he walks away, and I'm like, let me guess. In the final fight, he's going to show up, and like Han Solo and at the end of New Hope. Let's finish it up, kid, and go home. I was like, oh, no, we're going to do that. He doesn't show up ever again.
The trope with the Han Solo thing is totally being fulfilled by Finn.
Also, I'm
sorry. I'm sorry that it took your brain off for a couple seconds.
I'm kind of.
Finn's totally Han Solo.
I would have been okay if Finn sacrificed himself.
I don't know why that fucking didn't happen. That's another problem I have, man. Rose,
because he beat Phasma.
I don't want Finn to go because I like Finn too.
I like Finn too, but I felt like
His
It's
arc
like
was,
Han Solo. His arc is kind of close. If it's not done, it's close because he's turned
I mean that
completely around.
Well, you
He's
gotta finish
become
the Jabba thing.
he's
for Han
become a
Solo.
hero
But you
instead
gotta-
of a coward.
But
Well,
see, the
I
thing
guess
is,
he has to face Hux.
But see, the
There
other
would be
thing,
Phasma.
but not only that, but like you got to remember, there's two different ways to look at a movie. There's looking at it from a filmmaker perspective, and then there's looking at it from a fan perspective. From a filmmaker's perspective, I agree with you guys. I do think that should have been his moment. But as
Well,
a
Rose could have died.
but-
One of them should have died.
but as a fan, I didn't want to see Finn die because I like him too much for him to go. I'm not ready to let go of Finn yet. And which is amazing because when you went into Force Awakens, before you saw the movie, did you think you were going to care as much as you do about some of these new characters?
Well, that's what
And
that
then
first
coming-
movie did for me, is that all the new characters, and I said it when we did the review for Force Awakens, is all, like, you care and you like all these new characters. You're interested in all these new characters.
Yeah. And I'm saying, like,
And this movie it furthered that for all of them.
and that's something that a lot of like movies that do later sequels nowadays can't do. They have not been able to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes they even ruin the characters that you love. You no longer like the characters that you love.
And it's amazing
in
to
that
see,
movie. But
like-
this is a movie that could take the characters you love, make you love them even more because you've seen where they've come. Then they bring in these new characters, and you fall in love with them. And now you start feeling for the new characters how you felt about Luke and Leia
Also-
and Han back in the day.
Also, there's one scene I totally forgot to mention that I was like the action scenes are there's a lot of World War I, World War II esque. I did the bombers. That's definitely a World War II like.
I love that
Yeah,
moment
also-
where like with the remote and you're just like, because honestly, considering where I had a feeling we were going with this movie, I really wouldn't have been surprised if that thing blew. I thought like the thing was finally gonna fall, or maybe it didn't fall at all, or fell on the wrong side. But at the very least, I thought something was gonna happen to where that dreadnought was not gonna blow.
Also,
up.
I loved.
And it did, and I was
Also,
happy.
I love the dreadnought. Like they're like,
That was a badass
we've
shit.
never seen the dreadnought before, but when it shows up, you're like, oh.
I love that it's
fuck.
I love that it's a giant space Dorito.
Also, and during that scene, one of the boner moments for
The
me,
boner moment.
like it was just like fuck yeah, was when after he destroys the last cannon, like Poe destroys the last cannon, and he does like that kind of like that like drift, like does like a
Yeah.
spin.
Oh,
and
that-
he goes behind a TIE fighter. You're like,
Oh, he does that 180.
Fucking
Yeah.
god!
Yeah, I mean,
But can we
It
also?
felt like a Fast and Furious
Okay,
movie at one point.
I gotta figure out who he was in the movie. But is it just me? So remember the guy who was like telling them like, "Stop them! Stop them!" That kind of look. Was that the guy from Ghostbusters 2? Was that the painting from Ghostbusters 2? Because for some reason he looked like him.
okay.
Oh, General. During the movie, I was like, oh no. When Poe was making fun of Hux, I was like, oh, we're gonna go slapstick. But it was the point.
I thought it was fucking great. I was laughing. Like, I'll hold.
Also,
Yeah, still holding. Still here.
Oh yeah, that was great.
also love like a lot of people were bitching about like how there's this anti-animal cruelty thing with
That was the Calibite thing.
yeah,
or whatever.
but
Canobite.
Canobite, and everyone's like, I hate that. I'm like, it's fine.
No, couldn't have been.
Fine.
He died in 2004. I don't think they casted a dead guy who was not in Star Wars to be in
Okay,
Star Wars.
First
movie.
off, I mean, Peter Cushing was in Star Wars, but they brought him back.
Well, no, but I'm saying I don't think they're gonna cast a dead guy who wasn't in.
Also, I don't think Phasma's dead. I think she's gonna come back in
Yeah,
episode
she-
9.
she's Boba
in a
Fetting this shit.
in a charred, burnt chrome out. She's got the same armor.
She's gonna be pissed.
Same hole in her eye like RoboCop, and I'm just imagining
She's
Exo
finally
falling on
become
the
the
stairs.
Hound, Wade.
Like,
That's a great Game of Thrones tie-in.
can we just can I just say this?
We're doing that all day now.
But I don't get the
If Captain
Phasma hype.
Phasma, I think Captain Phasma is one of those you got to read the books characters.
Well, people were really
You know,
hyped before Force Awakens came out
but
about Phasma.
well, yeah, because her suit looked awesome.
So
I'm
just saying.
My favorite thing was when someone complained on the Star Wars Facebook page about how like, well, I don't know, I don't really agree with Phasma's outfit. I mean, there's nothing about it that makes me know that she's a woman.
That's
and
the point.
And then the guy, and then it was either J.J. Abrams or it was one of the people involved in the movie said, armor doesn't have to be feminine, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you want to have?
And I was like,
did you want to have a pink?
well, no, I think they wanted tits on the armor. That's what I think it was.
They wanted the
I didn't
Batman.
know it was a chick.
They wanted the Batman and
I
Robin.
wanted to be able
Even
to. I wanted to be able to fap if it's a chick.
Yeah. But no,
I don't listen to the critics.
Yeah, but dude, you can use your imagination. Who knows who could be
fucking dick.
under there? Who knows?
Let's talk about another big
Fap
one.
to that. Fap to the curiosity. Fap to the wonder.
Well, that's the ever-growing homophobia, Scott.
Speaking
They
of
don't want it to have a chance of being a man.
Speaking of fapping, let's talk about Snoke.
Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but
I'd fill that scar.
But Snoke reminded me of. You guys don't know him, but it was weird to me. He reminded me of at my
He
work.
looked like a butt ugly Martian.
Even though I'm in the facility management building, I'm in a different department. But the guy who runs the facility management, the other department, Snoke looked like him if he was a severe burn victim who had a surgical scar across his face,
What I love about Snoke,
and acted like him too.
and this is where I'm going to go a little tirade because I've had arguments with someone on YouTube and someone on Facebook. We know Colin, who's been on the show before.
Why you gonna put Colin on?
Well,
blast?
Colin loved the movie, so it was just like a little critique. Everyone's bitching about how Snoke didn't get a backstory and he didn't get character development.
That'll be in the books.
And like, motherfucker, we live in this age where everyone fucking wants character development. Everyone wants every character to be fleshed out. Motherfucker, Palpatine wasn't fleshed out in Jedi.
And this is why I keep saying
He wasn't. He was just an evil guy in a robe. That was the Emperor. Guess what? Snoke is an evil guy in a robe who is a supreme leader. It's a stepping stone for Kylo, because now Kylo is the supreme leader. An unhinged, violent, bloodthirsty leader.
So what you're trying to
And we have General Hux, who's just waiting to turn on the motherfucker.
so you're saying release your anger.
Did we want him throwing down the elevator shaft in the fucking third movie? Is that what we wanted?
we wanted Kylo Ren to do it and go, no.
No, I would love to learn more about Snoke. I mean, I'm all for getting that in the book.
All you need to know is Snoke.
He's evil, and
he's evil, and he gets snared Kylo Ren.
But he falls victim to hubris. Remember when we were talking about he's fucking evil. He doesn't have time for anybody else. He's got Kylo Ren and Hux there, the only ones allowed to see him. I'm fucking evil. Do evil shit. Get it done?
Are they the only ones?
In this movie, he's super like confident.
But he's not. But he's like he was in Force Awakens to them through the projection.
Yeah, but he's still. When you get to him, like when you actually get into his quarters or his throne room,
which has a cool red backdrop, which is like fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was getting like Neon Demon flashbacks. And he's this overconfident. He falls victim like almost all the villains do, and he's like, yes, Kylo Ren strengthens his resolve. He's turning the lightsaber to strike his target true, and you're seeing the whole thing play out, and you're like, dude, you're a little overconfident in your estimation there. Kylo Ren has figured out how to fool him.
Yeah,
which is more amazing when you realize like through like how he handles Rey, just how strong in the Force Snoke is.
Oh yeah, he's such a fucking badass.
But to go,
he's just two-fingering everybody.
But to go to what you were saying,
that sound dirty
about like people's critiques and stuff like that. I think the problem now with this movie is and it's kind of like, to me, an example of how things are on the whole. I think a lot of people go into movies wanting to be critics and not fans. I think with Star Wars,
actually.
And I think the problem with movies like Star Wars and some of these other ones, I think the problem is people like who grew up with this stuff. I think they go in there as critics, masquerading as fans. They go in pretending to themselves, lying to themselves, saying like, "Oh, I'm going in there because Star Wars." But deep down, you know you're going in there. You're looking for things. You're looking for the problems. You're looking for those things that are similar and not similar.
Are you saying that they're Kylo Rens? That they want to be evil? They want to be a fan, but they just can't. They have this conflict inside of them.
They can't.
Well, like the point is,
they can't.
They're like, why'd they kill Snoke? And by the way, a badass way. Why'd they kill Snoke?
That was fucking cool. And the fucking fight after that.
Kylo Ren is doing it because the past has burned him. His father, Luke, Now Snoke. Everyone is burning that motherfucker. He's like, fuck the past. I don't care about the past. And that's the point. We shouldn't be living in the past. And then when he kills Snoke and then everyone surrounds that slow-mo that they're like, about to fight. It's slow-mo. And then they get back to regular speed.
That was my...
boner moment.
My arm boner moment.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, like I might have hit the person in front of me with my dick.
Yeah,
How hard of a boner I got on that. I was like, oh yeah.
Because we have never seen, as far as my knowledge, we have never seen a Sith and a Jedi teaming up.
Aside from Darth Vader and Luke.
But that doesn't count.
But it wasn't a lightsaber battle.
Yeah, they weren't fighting side by side.
Yeah, it wasn't a lightsaber thing.
Luke was kind of on the ground.
Which is interesting because we didn't get a proper lightsaber battle in this movie.
That's great.
And I thought that was awesome. And I thought the Knights of the Red guys
the Knights of Red guys.
They're the guards. They're not listed as the Knights of Red.
They're Knights of Red. But that was such a great sequence.
And I
was so scared.
And it was a sequence we didn't think we were going to see.
Because I'm sitting there at this point, and you know how I sometimes dissect stories.
Yes, you do.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, fucking don't kill Kylo. He's turning good.
That's what I'm saying,
I'm like,
man.
he's turning good now.
People need to be watching these movies like
and then he's
that
just
now.
like, we can build our own empire. I'm like, no!
But
it's just great things like that. Just like
so awesome, man.
And you're just like,
and the fucking kills.
When he catches the lightsaber.
When it's them versus like the
guards.
How many were there? 6, 8?
Yeah.
Something like that, and you're just like, oh shit.
That one got thrown into the grinder, like, Jesus.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But the thing about it though is, and you guys keep saying, when Kylo Ren killed Snoke, I refuse to believe until we get the third movie in this trilogy.
You think Rey did it?
I don't think
he tells that Rey did it, and it's so fucking brilliant. It's like, oh, the one great moment is what I say about Hux, like, Kylo's unconscious, and we get my blaster. Then Kylo gets up. I had the blaster.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, like, I don't think Snoke's dead. I think somehow he's gonna come back for us.
That's interesting.
Think about this way.
That's a good point.
You know who else got cut in half and was still alive? Darth Vader. Because he got off.
Why'd you say Darth Maul?
Because he came back in Clone Wars. No, Rebels. He came back in Rebels.
But I'm talking in the movie.
Or Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's different. That happened.
But he got all fucked up.
That was a retcon.
He got all fucked up, and they were able to bring him back. I think that's what's gonna happen. I think someone's gonna find. I think they're gonna find Snoke, and I think they're gonna.
But then you said, is that Snoke? Because at the end, they still have that connection.
No, that's why I think Snoke's still alive.
Yeah.
Is because if you see... Because remember, Snoke reveals... Snoke reveals he is the reason for the connection between Kylo...
I said claim, because I don't know if that's true or not.
But he's proven he's strong and so strong in the Force that it's very possible.
Scott, I don't know what the fuck to believe in.
No. I'm adding to your level. I'm adding to what you're saying about how it's very easy to know not know.
I don't know what the fuck to believe. I don't know who's doing what anymore.
Maybe Kylo was doing it the whole time.
Maybe Snoke saved Leia. I don't fucking know anymore.
Maybe Luke did it.
Maybe it was the kid at the end of the movie. No, like there's the Force connection.
Hey man, don't add more to my.
And there's a scene where she closes the Millennium Falcon, closing him off completely because they had faith that they were going to turn each other, that they were going to be on each other's side, and they still have the old. Well, Kylo still wants to control the universe, but he wants to do it without the past. He wants to do it himself.
It's such an interesting dynamic, and it does kind of resemble Vader and Luke, but this feels different.
But it's
both of them are like, you can join me and we could be a team.
You know what it's kind of like?
We're not alone with each other.
No, you know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like adolescence and puberty.
And how well they work together.
Think about it. So in Force Awakens, Kylo Ren, he's all about Darth Vader's vision. Let's pretend Vader's his father for this situation, because in a way he looks at Darth Vader as his father.
It's his grandpapa.
No, but I'm saying he looks at Darth Vader like a father.
Grandpa.
He wants like a lot of kids, a lot of sons. You want to be like your dad. Your dad he's the guy. He's the guy you want to look up to.
Yeah.
Till one day,
you saying that? I think I know where you're going.
Till one day you decide, you know what? I'm going to do something else. You know, he's not worth it. Or maybe not he's not worth it, but you're like, you know what, I'm going to carve out my own path. But then, when you get into teenage years, what happens? You meet friends who influence you and change your way of thinking, like Snoke. By the end of the movie, he takes the influence out. He grows up and realizes, I know what I want to do with my life, and I'm going to do it my way.
Right.
I'm not going to do it their way, my dad's way, and I'm not going to do it their way. I'm going to do it on my terms. And I think that's what it feels like for me.
He's basically saying this is a coming-of-age story?
Yeah.
A la John Hughes?
Yeah, it's definitely
it's Breakfast Club with lightsabers.
It's definitely a John Hughes rite de passage movie.
And I love how like, in the movie, because in Empire, at the end of Empire, you still have Darth Vader still has the Emperor, Luke still has Yoda.
Well, there's
this
also
movie, there is no master.
Yeah, I mean,
there's only
weird.
the apprentice,
and there's this weird power vacuum, and you don't know how that's really. It's not completely settled by the end of the movie. And I don't know. It's
like now the thing
this
is,
movie.
The First Order is now. I don't know where they're gonna go because their leader is a psychopath.
Yeah.
And then we don't know where they said the spark of hope, and we saw with the kids playing with the Luke Skywalker thing, the doll, that hope is going throughout the galaxy. So they might the resistance might have more people now.
I don't know, man. It's this has me too pumped for 9.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like that's the thing. I don't know where it's gonna go. Well, the fucking prequels, we know where after Attack of the Clones, we know where the third one's gonna go.
Yeah,
based on tropes. This one, I have no clue.
I try not to remember Attack of the Clones.
Someone said that I think they're just trolling people, but they said like that the prequels were better than Last Jedi, and I was like, oh my god, I want to strangle every single one of you.
Well, I wouldn't say the prequels. You know where they're going because of tropes. You know where they're going because A New Hope and everything established where it has to go.
Yeah, if
that's the downside to prequels.
If you didn't know everything from the twist in the original trilogy wouldn't have worked, but if you had the prequels first, that turn at the end of where Anakin becomes Darth Vader, that would have, I think, been more resonant if that were first. But since we got New Hope first, we had the twist where it's like, no, I am your father.
Yeah. And it also doesn't help that we have the internet, which, like, if anyone wants to get into Star Wars, they can get it spoiled before they see any of the movies. Like, if they've never seen Star Wars, they're like a Star Wars virgin. They go online, and, like, finding out Darth Vader's Luke's father is, like, one of the first things that usually comes up.
Also, I love... Like, here's the main fucking point of the movie.
What's the point, dude?
After Thursday night at Hollywood Theater, when we got out, I saw these little kids, these 2 boys, probably 7, pretending like they're fighting in a lightsaber battle. And that's what fucking matters.
Yeah, man. Like,
that's what fucking matters.
And there was kids at our screening, too, man.
Because everyone's like, everyone's so adult and jaded and stuff like that. But Star Wars, these people say, oh, I love Star Wars. You watched it when you were a kid. That's what you love about it. And the fact that they're still... That's what I'm saying. I'm glad they're doing some new things.
Maybe some people don't...
Because if they did the same things, I'm going to compare it to the old things.
Maybe some people outgrew Star Wars. They just don't realize it yet. And I'm not saying Star Wars is something you have to outgrow or should outgrow. I'm just saying there's some things that you just outgrow. Maybe some people outgrew Star Wars and they don't realize it. Or maybe they do, but it's that last shred of childhood they have. I don't know. I've never outgrew Star Wars because I don't care. These are movies I can't watch as a critic. I have to watch these as a fan.
That's why I had to see it twice.
You just haven't grown up, Scott.
That's why I had to see it a second time.
Well, I need that 9th movie to come of age.
You still haven't grown up.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's why I watch it a second time, because if I don't watch it a second time, I'm still gonna be all fandom. But the second time, I still looked at it as a critical view, and I still, yeah, sure, the Finn storyline kind of dragged here and there, but.
Man, what the fuck is
really?
When's Daisy Ridley like? She's only really been in like Star Wars and stuff. She's like movie star.
Well, she's in Murder of Orient Express.
Yeah, that's like that hasn't come out yet. Wade.
It did.
When did it come out?
That's exactly how good it was.
Like a month or two ago.
That's how good it was on Thanksgiving.
Well,
that's how good it went.
Well, it also didn't help that Johnny Depp was in there.
But that's like the only other thing she's done live action, as far as I know. Because she did the voice in Only Yesterday, I think.
Yes, she did.
But like she's like bona fide like movie star.
Yeah.
whenever the Star Wars thing rides out, and she can find other work.
Also, Adam Driver now, he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to be on a show with Lena Dunham.
Can I just say one thing about Adam Driver? I have never seen someone who's just so one thing and the opposite in my life. I've never seen a man who's so intimidating, yet also so unintimidating at the same time. A man so in shape, yet so out of shape looking at one time. A man so attractive, yet unattractive at the same time. Adam Driver,
he's a walking paradox.
To me, Adam Driver is the perfect man in the sense of the
just wait till he sees his other movies.
No, in the sense of I don't mean like as far as like lust or anything like that. I mean like in the sense of the species, because he is so much of both sides of the spectrum that he's come together to create the perfect being. He's the best of both worlds in one person, and
he's pretty much the best looking and the most unattractive looking of Cheap Trick.
Let me put it this way. You ever watch a movie where they cast a hot person as a nerd, and you're just like, oh, so I guess because they wear glasses, they're a nerd now because they're still hot, you know? Mm-hmm. Adam Driver is that guy that he's hot when you want him to be, but when you make him a nerd, you don't have to do too much, and you believe it.
He was in Midnight Special as a nerd.
Yes. I was about to say that was in that movie. But
they gave him glasses.
And he looked legit, right?
And they gave him a briefcase with a bunch of file folders.
Okay.
And he talked a lot.
Out of okay, so did anyone else want to point out anything in the movie?
I mean, I was happy to see Adam Driver's nipples, not in a sexual sense. Just I know they're there, so I know he's not a clone.
I really love the Chewbacca eating the porg scene.
Oh God.
It's adorable.
That scene did something to me.
And I saw the porgs fly away like they're puppets. I'm like, thank God they're puppets.
I'm not gonna lie, because you were talking about the animal cruelty thing. That was the only part where I felt like that. Well, that and
Chewbacca didn't eat it. He was
I'm not gonna lie.
He tried.
I considered veganism in that moment. I'm not lying. I almost considered just going cold turkey.
Also, I got almost like a tear in my eye when fucking Luke walked into the Falcon.
Oh, yeah. Well, that leads me. You know what? That leads me to what I was talking about. Remember the merchandise thing I talked about?
Yeah.
Those dice that we've never seen Han Solo ever have.
Yeah, I was curious about that. I was like, did I miss something?
So he pulls them off and he holds it in his hand. And I'm like, those are gonna be in stores
like charm bracelets,
tomorrow.
Necklaces.
Also, I loved
Star Wars dice. Fake
Star Wars dice game.
He gives Leia fake dice.
Also, I love. Also, Leia left him, so I guess she knew it was fake.
Not only did she leave him, Adam Driver picks him up, and then they fade away. And it's like, what fucking insult to injury?
Also, I loved. It was like one of those like, remember this moment, but it wasn't. Was the when R2 showed the Leia video?
Shot. Yeah, the cheap
and
shot.
the cheap shot where just like, oh, remember this? There's a New Hope, but it was more of like
it has a purpose.
It was a character thing.
No,
like,
it was basically like saying like, dude, she needs you. You know, you were there for her once. You know, she needs you to do it again.
Yeah,
like that. I like that's the thing. Like, and that goes back into what I say about people watching these as critics and not watching them as fans. You know, if you're watching this movie as a fan, you wouldn't feel like it was a Member Berries moment. You would get it. You would be, because you'd be in the movie, you'd be into it, and you're realizing, oh,
and that's not the only thing.
And the blue milk.
No. I mean.
And that was blue milk. That was the whole thing. And also,
wait, how is the milk Member Berries though?
Because blue milk, that's what Luke was drinking on Tatooine in New Hope.
Oh,
they also do it in Rogue One.
That's
as well.
such a fucking small detail.
Also the Return of the Jedi reference where he shows Rey the ships being blown up on the screen.
I wouldn't consider the milk
because that's what the Emperor did to Luke, saying that's your friends dying right now.
I wouldn't consider the milk.
Him.
I wouldn't consider the milk Member Berries though, because I don't think a man's drink preference counts as member berries.
But yeah, no, it was, as far as I know, and I agree with you. It's only the R2 scene. And that's the only moment I can think of that has that.
But it used it to a good point where it wasn't just like, it wasn't like from Rogue One where there's R2 and C-3PO randomly in a shot and you're like, oh, hi.
Yeah, fuck that. But yeah, like seriously, like if
I still have yet to see that.
I'm just saying, if the Princess Leia projection was Member Berries, these were Member Berries used properly.
All right, so
these are the sweetest Member Berries I've ever.
So out of 5 lightsabers, what would you rank this?
I give it a 5. 5 lightsabers.
I would give it a 4 lightsabers and 1 unlit lightsaber. So 4.5 stars.
The only I was saying, like, there were parts where I felt
I'm
like
gonna give it 4.5, which is gonna be 4 lightsabers and a light dagger.
Oh.
so it's gonna be it's gonna
Half
be
lit.
it's gonna be no
light knife.
So essentially, it's gonna be 3 regular lightsabers, Kylo Ren's lightsaber with one of the little sides poking out.
Yeah.
The reason I say it is, I will admit, there were parts where I felt like, not necessarily that it dragged, but it felt like there was like
that's why I'm giving it 4.5.
There was some moments where like it didn't feel like anything was happening. But for me, considering how much did go on in the movie, it didn't so much feel like a bad thing. It felt like, okay, you had this right now. Let's take a little break. Let's let you breathe. Let's let you digest what you've just seen. Let's just relax.
Yeah. Ryan Johnson's
and then we'll move on to the next.
I'm pumping so much information and questions in your brain.
Well, the thing is,
I gotta give you something else for a sec.
And I think that's why I remember a couple days later why I remember as much of this movie more than I remember from Force Awakens.
Well, I'll say this. The reason why I didn't give it a 5 is because
you're a dick.
The pacing did slow down in the middle. And also, I was digging Rose and Finn as friends, but when they threw the romantic element, I was just like, what? And I feel like if that was the direction they were going, they kind of faltered on that direction. Because I thought they were just friends.
Okay.
Yeah, it's to explain why I didn't give it a 5.
I mean, I'm not going to explain.
Okay.
I already did.
And also, it's funny how, like,
Fuck
you point out this is the reverse Justice League. Where Justice League gets bad reviews, but the fans love it.
Yeah, and the thing is, when I posted that, I didn't get the discussion that I wanted because I thought people would understand what I was saying, and they didn't. Like, they seemed to think I was still siding with one or the other, or I was shitting on people. I wasn't shitting on anybody. So for those of you who don't follow my Facebook, well, I know you did because we have these kinds of discussions all the time.
Scott saw my comment, was like, "Well, I guess he's not going to be serious about this one."
So I posted on my personal Facebook page. I posted the Rotten Tomatoes percentage rating for Last Jedi. 93 critics, 56. I think by now it's at 57, 58.
It was at 57 last I saw.
And I said, and this is what I said. I said, The Last Jedi is like the anti-DC Extended Universe film in that on Rotten Tomatoes, which Rotten Tomatoes is the only website that matters when it comes to critic reviews of DC movies. This is why I bring them up. I'm not saying they're the be-all, end-all. I'm just looking at what gets brought up all the time. Critics love it and fans don't. It's funny, where's the outcry of fans who think the critics don't know what they're talking about? I don't know if fanboys in general only care when the critics hate, or if the DCEU fanboys get all worked up. It's just funny how it works. I hate what I like, fuck you. Like what I hate, and whatever. The fanboy-critic relationship is funny to me. What I'm saying there is what goes on with like the DCEU stuff, is that just indicative of that group? Or is there something else here? Because it's clearly obvious that the critics don't like the DC movies, and the fans of them obviously do, because they're fans. But with Star Wars, the critics loved this movie, and the fans didn't like it. Yet, because the critics did not agree with the fans, why is this that moment, one of those moments where they just ignore the critics, rather than shit on the critics? Because isn't that usually how fanboys work? If you don't agree with the fanboys, they go off on you. They make you feel like shit because you don't agree with them. What is it about... It's so weird to see that level of disconnect on the opposite end of the spectrum for something like this. And I think it would be a really interesting study for someone to do. Like, for someone to really, like, study fandoms. Like, how the American public, how the public in general, how they view them, how they react, how they act within these fandoms, and what triggers them? What is it that makes certain disagreements okay and certain disagreements not okay? And that's
It looks like we have a documentary to make.
Probably.
I'm triggered, dude.
Because most of my comments were just people saying like, well, I liked it, or they don't know what they're talking about. It's like, yes, but I'm not asking you to pick a side. I'm asking you to discuss with me your thoughts about this, observation.
And this
I'm
status,
sorry if I started that, by the way.
No, you didn't. Because anytime I try to have a conversation with people like that online, that's always what it degenerates to. You didn't
Because
start it.
I'm pretty sure at least anybody who saw what I posted probably thought I was serious.
It's a running
and
joke
doesn't
on Make Your
realize
Dish.
that it's a running joke between us
Yeah. Because we don't listen
that we
to
brought
critics.
to the podcast.
Because we don't listen to critics.
I don't listen to the critics, man.
But
Fuck the critics.
it's just
I'm surprised you didn't hate the movie.
I
'Cause you listen
find
to the critics.
I just find it
fucking
so
worst Star Wars movie I've ever
interesting.
seen.
I just find it so interesting the fanboy to critic relationship because it seems like they always say, oh, the critics don't matter. Well, if the critics don't matter, then why do you get worked up when they hate movies you like, and why aren't you worked up? If that's the case,
man.
why aren't you worked up when they disagree with when they like the thing you hate?
Stop bringing up my insecurity, man.
Also, to end this argument, this is the biggest argument of Star Wars that I'm gonna have a hot take on this. Phantom Menace is better than Attack of the Clones. Someone tried to argue me on that, and I'll give you 2 reasons why Phantom Menace.
I saw that, and I was like, man.
I've been saying Phantom Menace is better than Attack of the Clones. Everyone calls me stupid.
3 reasons. Darth Maul, the fucking N64 pod racing game,
Just pod racing in general.
and
Watto.
there's no line about sand.
And Watto.
Watto.
And you know what?
Watto's in the Attack of the Clones,
And
though.
Sebulba's a badass.
I had a Sebulba mask when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah. I liked Phantom Menace was my favorite of the prequels.
It was the closest to looking like a classic Star
And
Wars
then
movie.
Attack of the
Yes,
Clones
me.
is oh my god, it's one of the worst
You had
things.
Christopher Lee, you did nothing with them.
Attack of the Clones. I remember I was sitting around with Ed and Sean and everybody, and I'm trying, like, we're talking about the prequels, and I'm trying to bring up stuff from Attack of the Clones, and everything I said happened in the 3rd fucking movie. So that tells you how fucking not important Attack of the Clones is, when it's the Clone Wars are super fucking important in Star Wars.
Guys?
They made a whole fucking show about it.
Guys? I just had an idea.
No.
So, because, correct me if I'm wrong, Solo, a Star Wars story, is the next Star Wars movie coming out, correct?
I don't fucking know.
Yes.
Here's what I think we should do. This is what I think we do. Since we started a film commentary series, which you can catch the first edition where me and Wade do our commentary on Jingle All the Way.
I was going to talk about this later. Yeah.
But what I was thinking of
I didn't know about it.
in the weeks leading up to Solo.
Yeah.
What do you say?
No.
We watch all the Star Wars movies
No.
in chronological order. We'll do our commentaries, but as they progress, let's see how well they connect into each other. Particularly, how well does the prequel trilogy connect to the original trilogy?
Well, we have time to talk about that.
So and I think Rogue One would be a much better example of that rather than A New Hope, because of Rogue One being right before A New Hope.
I don't know what your argument was there, but okay.
Well, no, because like a lot of people say like, oh, it doesn't connect very well. Some people have said it doesn't connect very well to A New Hope, but having not watched Revenge of the Sith going into Rogue One, we could see like, maybe Rogue One is a better transition into this than Revenge of the Sith was.
Well, we'll talk about that next year, because this is the last episode, technically, of the last episode of the Mint Condish Podcast of 2017.
The last episode of the last episode.
Because we are doing a Jingle All the Way commentary track. I'll put it on the podcast. It'll be like a bonus episode.
Boner episode.
It's a boner episode. I'm probably gonna put it up on Friday. So I don't put it on Christmas Day because people are fucking doing stuff Christmas Day.
That's Video Shamers Day.
I'll put up some maybe Saturday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So just do that. Just subscribe to iTunes, Podbean, and Stitcher. Follow us on Twitter at Mint Condish NCP. Follow us on Instagram, Mint Condish Productions. And that's the end of my plugs. So, you guys.
I'm glad you put on pants in the last 10 minutes of the podcast.
Wade and I, as I always mention, we have our band Meteor King. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/Meteor King Band. We're on Twitter @Meteor King Band. On Instagram @Meteor King Band. And we have our band camp, which is meteorking.bandcamp.com. Go on our Bandcamp page. You can download our EP, Della Morte, 5-track EP. If you like physical CD copies of it, you can message us on, DM us on Twitter, message us on Facebook. We'll get you all the things you need to know about that. We also have pins, t-shirts. Pins are $1, CDs are $5, t-shirts are $10. We'll give you all the info when you message us. We have a small run of white logo t-shirts left. We only have them in medium and large. So if you're medium or a large and you want the white logo, message us. We have the green logo in small, medium, large, and XL. Like I said, $10 for the t-shirts. We got a show coming up December 30th at the Fishhead Cantina on Benson Avenue in Baltimore. If you're going to be in the area on the 30th of December, please come down. It's $10 at the door. But if you want to help us out, if you want to support the band, and you know you're going to be coming, message us, order your ticket online. Because if you get your ticket from us, it helps us out and makes us look good. And I tell you what, I'll throw out a deal. You buy a ticket from us, we'll give you a free copy of the EP. How's that? How's that sound? You don't gotta buy the EP. You buy a ticket, you get an EP for free. Gonna leave it at that. Like I said, December 30th, Fishhead Cantina with Echo to Locate, some other bands. Gonna be fun.
What about the Mint Condish plug, Scott?
We did them all. There's only one left, and that's your job.
All right. I didn't hear him. I didn't hear the Podbean or the Stitcher or the iTunes.
No, he did. He kind of rolled them off very quickly.
But we're also on YouTube, and you can check it out at youtube.com/Mint Condish Productions. Go ahead, go to that page, hit subscribe if you want to get all your Mint Condish content. Hit the bell if you want a notification anytime we post something. We've got video shamers going on. We've got comic book roundup. There's Criterion Connection. There's a whole bunch of shit. And we got more stuff planned for next year that we're planning on doing. So keep an eye out. Maybe you want to subscribe now, so when that shit starts happening, you'll be ready. And you can also follow the Video Shamers at the Video Shamers on Twitter.
Yep, that's about it. So, until next
Hell
time.
of a way to end the show, guys.
Until next time, to next year.
That's right. Thanks for joining us. Episode number 155. So glad you joined us. Hope to see you at 156 in 2018. Till then, I'm Scott the Bot Savage.
Swade Wade.
And
Joe.
Reminding you, as always, to keep it
Clean.
I'm so excited.
Keep it sweet.
Most important, you gotta keep it mint.
A dish.